So they've been playing a couple of games over. Edged away for four. There's a man out of deep third, but he's incredibly square, so this goes fine. Fires Butler feel as though he's unlucky, but it's four more to the total. Yeah, Def Canal, he's been riding his luck, but Asif Sheikh on this occasion, top edge, back of the length. He's going to heave this over the leg side. Luckily for him, top edge over the keeper, between keeper. Volley, you'd say? Yeah, I think they're clearly targeting that for the boundary, aren't they? Even though that's not where the ball is ending up sometimes. But yeah, that major league facility is quite something. Just to look at the dimensions, 60 metres out to that leg side. That's why they're targeting it. It's because we come all the way to the left as we look now on the square, much bigger out on the offside. This has gone miles up. Asif Sheikh could pay the price for playing across the line, and he does at the Vele. Does the business with the gloves. It was a simple catch in the end, and Fayez Butt might have conceded one boundary in unfortunate fashion. And Sheikh just didn't learn his lesson, did he? And he is going to fall. Another batter getting in and getting out for Nepal.
Yeah, Asif Sheikh, he wanted to keep targeting that leg side, didn't he, Lenny? And on this occasion, just a better line on this occasion. The length is very similar to the ball before, but into the body. And Asif Sheikh can only manage to get that straight up in the air, and Atabali doesn't make a mistake.
Actually, just the tiniest bit of shape from Ahmed Fayez Butt that's had an impact on that dismissal. Asif Sheikh falls for 16 off 14 deliveries, and with 5 overs bowled now, the score, it moves to 44 for 2.
The all-new Nissan Kicks. Ready for whatever you're into. Dig your kicks.
Welcome back to all of the action. Nepal losing their second wicket just before the end of that over. 44 for 2 after 5. Currently going on that 8-over mark. Or 8 runs and over mark, I should say. Matt? Good morning. How are you? Or good afternoon. We had a delayed start today.
We did. It's sweater weather here on the cricket pitch. I see you got your parka on. Lenny has his toque on. He said he doesn't have any hair to keep his head warm, so he needs a toque.
I've seen him moisturize his head actually.
With that dry fall air, I can imagine.
Well, Shakil Ahmed coming in for his third over. Kushal Malla walking out. That's going to be 5 wides. Poor delivery first up from Shakil Ahmed. Well down leg. And they'll take these extra runs, Nepal. What do you think of the start so far?
Pretty good. You're trying to take advantage of these first 6 overs, the power play. Getting 4 freebies right there will help that cause. 5 freebies, excuse me. Still learning the rules, folks.
Yeah, so because that was a wide, it went behind the batter. It's a wide that's gone for 4 runs, so it's 5 runs off that delivery, and he's got to re-bowl it.
It's like a double whammy, triple whammy.
Triple whammy. You don't want to be bowling those.
They have Press Your Luck in Canada, the game show that the double whammy phrase originates from. For everybody listening, everybody's heard the phrase double whammy. It's from a game show called Press Your Luck that was popular, I think, in the 80s. I'm showing my age here with this.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm born in the 80s, so I didn't realize that was from a game show.
It is. It's an awesome game show, too. Definitely recommend it. They got those internet stations that show all the old shows from the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
Look it up. Press Your Luck.
Okay, I will look it up. I'm going to add it to the list that I've got going on from everything I need to check out that Lenny's asked me to check out.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, big toss to win here for Oman. They won. They said they could have a bowl first. We did start an hour later, which means the conditions have had a little bit of time to settle down.
Yeah, especially with the sun out, drying things out.
But those of you watching, do not be deceived by the sun. It is nowhere as warm as it looks on your screen. It's actually sitting about 16 degrees at the moment with a cool breeze.
Especially in the shade where we are.
Exactly, typical fall weather now.
My favorite kind of weather.
Is that your favorite season, the fall?
Without a doubt. I love the foliage. I love the cool, crisp air. I run hot.
Well, there you have a shot of how beautiful it looks here. The sun's shining, light blue skies, with a few white clouds.
It's 3 swings in a row with no contact.
Excellent over this. After the 5 wides, he pulls it back. Shakil Ahmed. It's going to be the end of the 6th over and the end of the power play. Nepal 50 for 2.
The new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger.
Let's go.
Juicy grass-fed beef, topped with Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips.
Let's go!
Try the new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. Let's
Full
go.
batting from him. The rain as well coming in about 3 o'clock is
So
an
many
interesting
variables.
period. Yeah,
I mean, the one thing I've learned watching and broadcasting my first cricket series ever
second
is
last
how
game of this
unpredictable it is, how fast momentum changes.
No-Phil's T20 Cup.
You think
it's an
it's
important
gonna be
one.
a certain
Nepal
result,
have
and
to
then
win today
at
to
the
stay in the
snap of fingers,
contest,
everything shifts.
and then wait to see for the outcome from tomorrow's game. Faya's butt to continue. We've seen a few decent looking shots from Nepal. Unfortunate to have lost that early wicket today. Losing an opener early can always happen. They've had a good stand between their 2 openers in mostly every game that they've played in this T20 series.
Yeah, they really have. They've come out sharp. It's a matter of maintaining that throughout the match. Takes a tremendous amount of focus. Woo, felt the breeze on that one. He went for it.
He got all of the breeze and none of the ball on that one.
Might have to borrow Lenny's toque with the wind chill factor.
As he gives it to you.
He knows what a toque is, at least.
Yeah, I did teach him that, yes. It was 2 years ago. That Lenny says he thought I meant bum. Well, it might run away to the boundary, and it does.
Nice.
Not where he intended that to go, but he'll pick up the boundary here.
I was going to say a lot of unintentional success by this Nepal batting team so far. And they'll take it. Every run counts.
Yeah, dealing with thick edges here, Nepal today. This one going just in front of the fielder, a third man.
It's amazing to me just
Pick up a single here. Yeah, actually it makes it quite tricky when you're fielding at the point position as well, because the ball's always going to turn away from you after it pitches. You have to be careful of that spin.
Yep.
And judge your approach to fielding the ball accordingly.
You got to pick the right angle. It almost reminds me of American football, where you take a line when you're trying to tackle someone in the open field based on their speed and angle, but instead of tackling a person, you're tracking the ball down. Team Nepal really coming out aggressive.
Mala ducks out of the way.
Aggressive.
But
Yep.
hitting the deck hard. Kushamala ducks out of the way.
Yeah, would have been in concussion protocol with that.
The end of the 7th over. Nepal 55 for 2.
Team Nepal really showing that shift in their mentality, coming out extra aggressive. In the past, known to play a little more conservative, especially in those first 6 overs in the power play, but really trying to coach these guys up mentally to come out and take advantage of that, be more aggressive, look for more boundaries, and definitely be rewarded for taking those risks today.
Well, it's a low full toss, and this might be a wicket. He's gotten a wicket.
And of course, as soon as I say that, that happens. That's how we call that the broadcast jinx, Manali.
We call it the commentator's curse in
That's
cricket.
right.
And that's going to be 3rd wicket for Nepal. Unfortunate way to have gotten out on that delivery. And so often we do see low full tosses result in wickets. You're not expecting it. This one not timed well.
Definitely not. Good positioning by the Oman fielder. I mean, that was hit with pace, but just right where the fielder was.
Well, you're talking about all of the tactical changes for Nepal. They've worked well for them in the T20 series, actually. It's been quite a change from the 50-over approach. And sometimes when it's not working, you do need to look at changing the batting lineup, just changing which batter is going to come in at what point. It's paying off for Nepal. It has in the first 2 games.
Yeah, you see solid contact. I mean, if you hit it anywhere else in the field, that's a boundary, but
Shoaib Khan taking a good catch in the boundary.
Manali, you played a lot of cricket at national team level. Does it hurt your hands more when it's chilly like this?
Oh.
It seems like it would.
The worst to field in cold weather. Literally the worst. That's the skipper Akibilias who comes in with the ball and picks up a wicket off his first delivery. Not the best of deliveries.
What's
but
the coldest? What's the coldest they play cricket in? At what point are they like, nope, too cold?
I don't think we've really had a set temperature as
Below
to when
zero?
it's too cold. You know what? I have seen some games being played in. Well, I've heard of some games being played out in Alberta where the weather is like 2 or 3 degrees and the sun's shining. Like, hey, there's no snow on the ground. Let's go and play. But from a fielding perspective, that ball stings horribly on your fingers. Horribly. That's when you got to keep those warm, hot hand.
Those packets?
Those packets in your pockets.
Is it an advantage for a team who's used to the cold weather?
I don't think your fingers are meant to function.
But I mean, like for example, swing and a miss. For an example, we were at Raptors Media Day 2 days ago, interviewing Jacoby Walter, the Raptors first-round draft pick rookie, and I was like, "Are you ready for the Canadian winter?" And he's like, "I've only seen snow 3 times in my life." So that would be a no. So I wonder, like, you got a team from
Oman's
the
a pretty good
Caribbean,
example.
Oman, yeah, and they're playing in Northern Ireland or Canada in the fall. Are they just like freezing their butts off?
Yeah, it's
a
an adjustment.
disadvantage?
It's also an adjustment the other way around.
Oh, sure.
Down the ground and one bounce to the fielder.
I got Irish blood, red hair, fair skin. Grew up in New England. You made me play cricket in South Texas, in San Antonio, or in Florida. I wouldn't last 5 overs.
It is an adjustment. I mean, I can tell you, if our players from here have got to go play in Dubai or anywhere warm, it's an adjustment. Your lungs don't react the same way, and it's the same way when you come to the cold. I mean, if you're not used to it and you're not warmed up properly, we're going to get back to that thought because 8 overs gone. Nepal are 58 for 3.
Seva is giving back to the community and making sure that the community is taken care of. We do a lot of that at our temples and in the Punjabi community, and that's how I see the store. So it's a no-frills thing to do.
Well, back to the action and an interesting conversation here with Matt about how we cope with cold weather and vice versa. I mean, the coldest I've ever played was about 3 years ago, my last game, playoff game, and it was about 8 degrees Celsius. Your joints are stiff. Your fingers do not want to feel the ball whatsoever. You're actually hoping the ball doesn't come to you.
Yeah, I mean, you're standing out there for a period of time, and all of a sudden you get a sprint. It's a pulled muscle waiting to happen. Another factor I'm curious about is altitude. In the NBA, we play in Denver, Colorado, which is a mile high, the mile high city they call it. In that first rotation, your lungs are just burning.
It's actually a question that I asked Rohit Podol, the skipper of Nepal, at one of the post matches. I'm like, do you think you have an advantage to the altitude because you're so much higher?
Yeah, I mean, the average altitude of Kathmandu is 1,370 meters.
He did agree that, yes, there's definitely an advantage there.
There is, but also this isn't like a anaerobic sport, I would say. Maybe if you're up to bat a long time and you're running back and forth, compared to basketball at least. But still, I mean, it can cause lightheadedness.
Trust me, when you're batting out there and you're running singles and doubles as often as you can, it very much tests your lungs.
Yep.
In fact, if you're not fit enough, you just start to notice that head starts to fall over a bit in your stance because you're still trying to catch your breath before the next ball. Never a good feeling.
No, and it affects your batting. It's like in basketball. If you're tired, it affects your shooting.
Zishan Maksud coming in from the pavilion end, and they've really slowed the run rate down here. Nepal are now going at 6 runs and over. Credit to some good spin bowling and a breakthrough from Akib Ilyas.
The extra fielders don't hurt either.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of extra fielders, it's good to see the tactic change from Nepal. Try and use those 6 overs to the advantage. There are only 2 fielders allowed in the deep for the first 6 overs. And it's worked well for them.
That's where you can make some hay.
Into the leg side. And that ball took quite some time to get to the fielder in the deep. I believe that's Kashyap Prajapati in the deep. In the end, they only get 1 run off that delivery. 9 overs gone. Nepal 61 for 3.
TD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. How's it? TD, ready for you.
Okay, Bilias is going to continue with his second over.
Yeah, we saw Nepal stall out yesterday in the middle overs. They got off to that quick start. They finished strong. Those middle overs, the doldrums of the cricket match, one would say. You got to maintain that intensity, that fire, that aggressiveness.
Saw the spinners have played a very crucial role in most of these games. There is some turn out there for the spinners, and the ball doesn't quite come on as nicely as you expect in these pitches. It's a difficult time. Just makes it a little bit trickier for the batters, and there's quite a bit of spin to come still from Oman. Good looking shot this,
there
going over the infield, and they'll get a couple of runs here.
You know what? I forgot the other great part about fall.
What's that?
When I was saying it's my favorite season. There's no bugs.
There's no bugs. I hate bugs.
It's like nice out. And then you don't have to worry about getting eaten alive.
I gotta be honest, I love those 32, 33 degree days where it's just nice and warm outside.
Not me. I'm good.
The Irish man peeking over, looking at me like I'm crazy.
Me and Lenny are on the same page with that one.
I love the feeling when you go outside and it's like the earth is hugging you because it's so nice and warm.
I feel like I'm being suffocated by the earth.
Oh, come on, Matt. Not all that bad. You know what? We got to ask Oman what they think of the weather today.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Wonder how they're feeling.
Take.
I mean, they're in the sun, so it's not too bad.
And
but
they're like, it's freezing. It's like, this is nothing. Although some clouds rolling through might take away the sun. Keep an eye on it.
It is expected to be sunny for all of today. No rain in the forecast. That's heaved into the leg side. Actually, the ground staff have done really well, haven't they? We got quite a bit of rain here last night. And to only have the 1 hour delay, they were ready to go in pretty quick fashion. Pitches look good as well, well covered.
Had the sawdust out.
Sharp single.
Nepal just chipping away. 1s and 2s.
And they do have time as well. We're still one delivery shy of that halfway point. They're sitting about 66. If they can try and get to about 140, they've definitely got a contest on their hands.
Yeah, for sure. Especially given the historical data performance this series, that seems to be about the mark.
Cut away, and it should just be the single. 10 overs gone. Halfway point of the game. Nepal 67 for 3.
TD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. How's that? TD, ready for you.
The all-new Nissan Kicks. Ready for whatever you're into. Get your kicks. The all-new Nissan Kicks. Ready for whatever you're into. Get your kicks.
TD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. How's that? TD, ready for you.
As a business owner, you have a responsibility to give back to your community.
We hire local and we serve local.
Breakfast program, school program for kids.
Seniors bus program, providing transportation to and from the store.
The all-new Nissan Kicks. Ready for whatever you're into. Get your kicks.
Seva is giving back to the community and making sure that the community is taken care of. We do a lot of that at our temples and in the Punjabi community, and that's how I see the store. So it's a no-frills thing to do.
The new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger.
Let's go.
Juicy grass-fed beef topped with Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips.
Let's go!
Let's go! Try the new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. Let's go.
Welcome back to the action as we take a quick look at Nepal with the bats so far. Decent start. Could have been better from Nepal today. Both Anil Shah and Asif Sheikh unable to kick on today like they have in the past. And then that big wicket of Dave Kanal.
Red Rocket, the Lumbu Dai, Red Mama behind us.
He's got a few.
We've yet to find a nickname for you.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. If you got one in mind. Well, this is a good-looking stroke down the ground. 6 runs picked up by Kushal Malla. First sign of aggression and a boundary after a long time with dots and singles. Much needed for Nepal.
Favorite shot for Kushal Malla. This time getting over the top of Rafiullah there. We see him warming up now. Looking to come into the attack, but Akavilias just floats one up.
Good morning,
Kushal Malla, he's not going to miss out.
जबसम्म कोलगेट मैक्स फ्रेशले ब्रश गर्दैनौ निन्द्राले पिछा छोड्ने छैन
यसको कुलिङ क्रिस्टल्सले गर्छ यति ताजा यु हैव नो अन्दाजा कोलगेट मैक्स फ्रेश निन्द्रा भगाऊ ताजगी जगाऊ
Get the boundary, whether it's a forest.
We're doing well working the gaps here, Nepal. Definitely wouldn't have taken a single on that. It's a good call.
Yeah, Pratika Tavali, he moved well there, but not well enough to save the single. The man was out. Just having a look. It looks like Khalid Kale. He was out on the boundary to the right-hander. He's in the ring now to the left-hander. It's just not easy with a right-hand, left-hand combination. Akavilias going around the wicket to the left-hander.
The runs coming quite regularly here in singles. It's turning out to be a decent over for Nepal.
And that 6 really changes things. It changes the over, doesn't it, Manali? If it was just the 4 or 5 singles, it would have been a brilliant over. Instead, once you get that boundary in,
great variety and a decent over for Nepal comes to an end. 12 overs gone. Nepal 83 for 3.
We do a lot of that at our temples and in the Punjabi community, and that's how I see the story. So it's a no-frills thing to do.
A crucial part of the game now. 8-over contest to go. You feel that they might want to try and pull it close to that 16th over mark before they try and get aggressive. A lot of batting to come still for Nepal. Zishan Maksud comes into the attack, coming in for his 3rd over. Over for Nepal comes to an end. 12 overs gone. Nepal 83 for 3. He's been quite phenomenal, hasn't he, Goshen Jha? It's a be wide.
he didn't play that first game against Canada. If you're
we do a lot of that at our temples and in the Punjabi community, and that's how I see the story. So it's a no-frills thing to do.
He likes Kushal Bertel started his career opening the batting, has been pushed down the order now to do a different role.
A crucial part of the game now. 8-over contest to go. And you feel that they might want to try and pull it close to that 16th over mark before they try and get aggressive. A lot of batting to come still for Nepal. And Khalid Kale, Zishan Maksud comes into the attack, coming in for his 3rd over. To be Shoaib So got Deepinder Singh Airy, likes of it's actually going to be Shoaib Khan
who's been quite
does the
phenomenal,
cleanup.
hasn't he, Gulshan Jha?
It's going to be a wide.
Yeah, he didn't play that first game against Canada, if you remember. Yeah, Kushal Bala just moving around. He came in for that second game against Oman and said, basically telling Monty Desai, don't leave me out of the team.
Well, the reverse comes out. Not timed, but they'll pick up a single.
Just one of the challenges with this Nepali batting order, Manali, is you see the likes of Kushal Bertel started his career opening the batting, has been pushed down the order now to do a different role. We'll likely see him coming in next. But then you also have the likes of Deepinder Singh Airy, who's there down at 8.
This is pulled away. And Khalid Kale runs around, but it's actually going to be Shoaib. It's actually going to be Shoaib Khan who does the cleanup.
Yeah, Kushal Bala just moving around his crease there. Looking to throw Zishan Maqsood off.
Singles coming quite easily for Nepal here. They're slowly ticking away at the runs, and I think Oman are going to have to be a little careful here because they're still going about 6-7 runs and over in singles, and then the odd boundary here and there, sitting at 88 runs with plenty of overs to come.
Yeah, this looks like they got 176 the other day, didn't they, Manali, when these two teams faced off? They look well set here for another big total, but what's been impressive is their ability to get runs off every ball. They're looking to rotate the strike, and it allows them to turn a good over into a big over when they do get that ball that they can put away. Kushal Bala, he's hitting to the bigger side, his leg side, his favorite side, as you see him having a look there. It's a longer boundary, about 65, 67 meters out there. So it's a decent hit.
Oh, and gently pushed, and it should be 2 runs here. 2 runs to end the over. Nepal 91 for 3 after 13 overs.
TD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. Hazard! TD, ready for you.
Seven overs to come as Nepal sit at 91 for 3. Think we're going to see a change in the batting order, RC?
Not sure about the batting order, but we're having a change in the bowling. Right now, Rafiola is going to come into the attack, Manali. He hasn't had the best series with the ball, has he? The No Frills T20 Cup. He wasn't in the ODI squad. He's come in for this T20 Cup. Had a great cameo with a bat, but with the ball, although he's been quick, something that Oman have needed, but he just hasn't been consistent with his lines, as he's a number of wides. He's really had a couple of big overs. But yeah, I would love to see, and again, it's hard. There's so much batting still left for Nepal. You've got Gulshan Jha, Kushal Bertel, and Deepinder Singh Airy. Sompal Kami there as well. Sandeep Lamichhane is out there, and he considers himself a batsman if you ask him. We talked about Deepinder Singh Airy, number 2 in ratings. Sandeep Lamichhane wants to be there as well. You see a false start from Rafiola.
Listen, Sandeep Lamichhane was one run away from pulling up his first ever half century in the ODIs. He batted phenomenally well that day, but honestly, good aggressive bat when he comes out to the middle.
I'll tell you this, Manali, I am never gonna go against the Nepali batting. Karan Casey and Sandeep Lamichhane, the amount of runs that they've scored against Canada over the years.
It's easy pickings a little bit for Nepal. They stick to just a single, but plenty of gaps on offer for the singles and doubles.
There was a story I saw on Instagram the other day where it was a picture just reminding us of Karan Casey consoling Cecil Pervez after that final over where they beat us all the way back. I believe it was 2016 in a World Cup qualifier. So yeah, never gonna say anything against the batting of Sandeep Lamichhane or Karan Casey for that matter.
into the offside. Towed that a little bit. But again, runs coming on the regular.
I don't mind this change from Akabilias, especially to Kushalmala with a short leg side boundary for him. He loves batting against spin, Kushalmala. He loves hitting him over the leg side. The slog sweep, a favorite shot of his. So with Rafaela bringing out the X factor. Again, the X factor hasn't worked with the ball yet, but he has a little bit something to him. He's a strong man.
Well, he's used his feet this time, going down the track. And I don't know how close the direct hit might have been. They do get across for a single, and it's the big man, Kalimula. Long levers into that.
Yeah, just the one thing with Kalimula, I suspect he didn't read it off the bat. I think he thought it was hit harder than it actually was. He kind of just stayed still and waited for the ball to come to him when Rohit Patel didn't really hit it at all. I think he could have taken a few steps up and thrown on the run. It would have been a chance. Direct hit, you never know.
It was a bit wet on that side of the ground as well, wasn't it, this morning? Quite wet. There's a lot of sawdust put down, a lot of sand, just to get us to be able to get this game in. Well, that's a big wide. Losing his line by some distance here, Rafaela.
And there's just no rhythm to his bowling at all. It's been interesting to see. He does have a few yards of pace there. Definitely the quickest on show here for Oman. But you just look at his delivery stride. He just doesn't look comfortable at the crease. Let's have a look here. He's bending his back, but just doesn't look comfortable at that delivery stride whatsoever. And the other thing, a slightly slingy action from Rafaela. So if he doesn't get it right, it is going to go down the offside to the left-hander, down the leg side for the right-hander.
It's a well bowled delivery. A Yorker outside the off stump. Picks up a dot ball here, Rafaela. 4 runs coming off this over. He'll want to finish strong. Oftentimes we've seen that last delivery go for a boundary, and on this occasion it's an extra delivery because of that wide.
You can just tell the plan from Rafaela here to Kushalmala, sorry. Just wants to stay away from his hitting arc. And as we have a look now, Fayaz Butt, he's being brought in from third man. I don't know about this if he's going to consist with the wide Yorkers. Just looking to see where the man went out. It looks like Kalimula was pushed back at long off, and Fayaz Butt brought in. Manali, if he's going to bowl a wide Yorker here, there's every chance this goes right past Fayaz Butt for 4 runs.
Well, he's gone for it. And there's a bit of a change in pace as well. It's gone through the keeper. And this might just run away. I'll have to wait and get some confirmation. I think he's pulled it in before the rope. Given buys. And it didn't go away to the boundary.
It wasn't.
It has been given a 4. In fact, that's been given as a 4. 4 buys off the last delivery of that over. 14 overs gone. Nepal 99 for 3.
The new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger.
Let's go.
Juicy grass-fed beef topped with Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips.
Let's go!
Try the new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. Let's go.
Well, we had said he wanted to finish strong, Rafaela, and in the end, it was 4 byes. Doesn't go against him as a bowler, but it's 4 runs nonetheless added to the Nepal total. They're now 1 run away from bringing up that 100.
We're going to see Zishan Maksud out of the attack. It's going to be Shakil Ahmed. Some more left arm spin to Rohit Padel. And somebody, Rohit, the captain of Nepal, he's looked in decent form all tour, hasn't he?
Oh, this might be a wicket here. It's gone high up in the air, and he's put it down. Oh my dear goodness, this has gone down, and it should have been a regulation catch. It is no one else but the skipper, Akib Ilyas.
Yeah, no one else to blame, does he? We talked about the captain of Nepal being in decent form, but Akib Ilyas, he's given him a gift here. An early birthday present for Rohit Padel. He's an opportunity to kick on from here, but Akib Ilyas, you can't look around, mate. Nobody else to blame.
Well, this one goes straight down the ground and straight into the hands of the fielder. Not a very costly drop in the end. It's Ayan Khan who's run around and taken a good sharp catch in the deep. It's Kushal Malla who's out. And Shakil Ahmed does end up picking up a wicket.
He picks up a big wicket there of Kushal Malla, who eats left arm spin for breakfast, lunch, and dinner when it's his day. Today wasn't it, though. He straight to Ayan Khan, who takes a good catch. Akib Ilyas, not sure what he was doing, but Ayan Khan, he was well up for it. Takes a decent catch running here on the boundary. Kushal Malla will be disappointed with that, Manali.
He's gone for 19 off 26 deliveries. Not quite the strike rate that you would expect from him, but it's going to be Gulshan Jha who walks out to the middle. Nepal, 100 comes up, and 4 wickets down.
Yeah, 100 thanks to the drop catch, but there's a good contingent of Nepali fans coming in, Manali, and one of the fan favorites, he's just walked out to the middle there in Gulshan Jha. You saw the ovation that he got. They weren't too happy that Kushal Malla got out, but they were in uproar as Gulshan Jha walked out to the middle.
Well, even on a cold weekday such as this, we've got Nepal fans in the stands here to support their side. Diehard fans, very passionate about their cricket. Come out and they support their cricketers in good fashion. It's always lovely to see how the Nepal team go around and just, say thank you, round of applause to their fans. It's nice to see them appreciate the effort that the fans are putting in to come out to King City and to support them.
I'll tell you, Manali, you're talking about the players appreciative. We've got 2 Dais right behind us in Lambu and Taklu Dai who are appreciative of the Nepali fans as well. They were going around there yesterday. I think they were asking for Lambu Dai. Taklu Dai has been out there quite a number of times.
It's well bowled. Past the bat, through to the keeper.
You'd have to say Shakil Ahmed. He's been a star for Oman on this tour. A couple of times he's picked up the wicket off the first ball. Canada, Aaron Johnson shied away from taking striking in the game against Oman because he didn't want to face up to Shakil Ahmed.
Well, it's a slog swept, and it's got the distance. It's going to go for 6 runs. Good looking shot this from the skipper, Rohit Padel.
Targeting the shorter side, we talked about it. For the right-hander, it's only about 60 meters out there. Playing on the far right wicket number 4. And Rohit Padel got all of it. Didn't get much air, but flat 6. Down to the Nepali fans as you see the flags waving in the stands.
Well, he's getting in for the reverse. He's out. Ball's missed. Half a shout. So much happening in that one delivery. It's going to be the end of the 15 overs. Nepal 107 for 4.
TD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. TD, ready for you.
What do you think, Lenny? Dynamic duo potential right here?
Yeah, 5 overs remaining.
Batman and Robin?
You sense again, mate. It's game on here, don't you?
I do.
It's hanging in the balance. Gulshan Jah has been outstanding all tour. Rohit Paudel, the skipper, finding a bit of form, 25 off 26, that maximum he definitely needed. And if they're going to attack someone, I think it should be Rafaela. I know he can bowl quickly, but often it is the pace on the ball that will end up going the distance. Gulshan Jah, he'll be positive. What can him and Paudel do in this last quarter of the first innings? And he's going to start with a wide outside off stump. Great to have you back with us, Matt Bonner, in commentary. Andrew Leonard here alongside you. As Arsalan said, the Lambu Dai and the Taklu Dai. Plenty of the fans, I was just up there asking for you up there. They're saying, where is Lambu Dai? But a quick story about these four. Upendra on the left and his wife Sujata, and Princey and Chiran. Now, you would think with Nepal shirts on, they're obviously Nepal fans, Nepalese origin, you'd think they're probably living in Canada. No. They're living in Louisville in Kentucky, which is a 17-hour drive away. They left at 6 a.m. yesterday, and they arrived into a soaking wet Toronto at 9 p.m. last night, desperately worried about whether or not they would get play today. Have you ever seen such dedication from a group of fans?
I don't think I have. That is dedication. You know, we get signs in the NBA sometimes, like, I traveled all the way from China. It's my birthday. Can I get a picture with Tim Duncan? Never me, unfortunately. But you know what? I might have to make a pit stop over there on my way to the Momo truck and say hello and thank them for their dedication to the sport and the team.
I think that could make their day, Matt. I'm not going to lie. But incredible shout-out for those four. That's Upendra.
You ever been to Louisville?
No, but obviously I know it's the home of the Kentucky Derby. Is that right?
It is, as well as the University of Louisville, where my sister was an assistant basketball coach, I think for 5 years. They have a very good women's basketball team and men's basketball team. They take their college sports serious there, that's for sure, and their horse racing.
I'm not going to lie, I've had to go to the map to work out exactly where it is, as this is pulled. Oh,
there
yes.
We go.
An outstanding stroke. Who else would it be but the skipper? He's got that right out of the screws. I said pace on the ball could travel. It's the larger side of the ground, and it's still 6.
Nice job pulling it left. Listen, I told you this has dynamic dual potential. I'm sensing an energy. I mean, the crowd's all pumped up. And we've seen this Nepal team get hot coming down the stretch of their batting order, trying to get something going. Manali talked about trying to hit that 140 mark. We'll see if they can do it.
I think from this position, 140 would be really disappointing, Matt. They're thinking about 160.
That's what I'm talking about.
And 160, I think that could be really tough to chase for Oman. Great credit to the ground staff, though. This pitch is playing pretty well, and there's a bit of pace in it, too. Looks for the ramp, the scoop. You got to question those 2 shots, don't you, from Paudel? So in the last over, he slog swept to the short side, got 6. Then he's tried to innovate and reverse it. Last ball, he hooked it away for 6, and now he's tried to scoop for 4 or 6. Sometimes maybe just better keeping it a bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's just trying to keep the fielders off balance. But I'm a big fan of, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, for sure. You got something that's working, keep going to it until the other team make.
Oh, now that's a lovely length. It's just a little shorter, not short enough probably to pull, and he's looked to guide it away down to deep third, got nothing on it. Yeah, Nepal, they've shown so much, haven't they, throughout this series, and they're probably going to be wondering how they've lost 2 games.
Yeah, they've been in a position to win every match. We talked about like going through a lull, a lapse, usually in the middle overs, it seems like, with this Nepal team, but overall it's been really fun becoming a fan of this team due to their fans embracing me with the Lambu Dai nickname.
It's the last time we're going to have you with us, and to be honest, Nepal aren't playing tomorrow, so what does it matter?
Yeah,
for you.
That's true.
I'm only joking, but it has been amazing. The outpouring of love, an immediate outpouring of love towards you. It really shows just how proud they are of their culture. And I saw you this morning. You were doing a lot of research about the country and working out if you can come and visit someday.
Absolutely. I love the mountains. Where I'm from in New Hampshire, we have the White Mountains, a fraction of the size of the Himalayas. But you were showing me some of the sites and describing what it's like visiting Kathmandu. Sounds awesome. I would love that experience someday.
Well, Rafiola's struggling here. He's just not getting the landing point he wants, and the umpire may have to step in at some point here and say you need to get on with it. Remember, there is the possibility of an over-rate penalty. I'll explain this one to you, Matt. So basically what that would mean, that if by the end of the 18th or the end of the 19th over, Oman have not bowled their overs in time, they will be forced to bring an extra fielder into the circle, opening up a gap in the deep and making it easier to score boundaries. As this one's pulled away out towards Dufferin Street. See ya, says Matt Bonner, because that's all the way for 6 more.
Another 6. Heating up, dynamic duo. Nepal pushing for that 160 mark. They keep this up, they're going to get it. You hear the horns in the crowd.
You were talking to me the other day about meeting this young man, Paolo. I introduced you. You were very taken by just how composed he is for someone still in his early 20s, captain of a cricket-crazed nation.
Absolutely. He has a calm confidence out there. High-pressure moments, and he just seizes the moment. Seems to like those ones kind of coming right at him where he can turn, pull it left. So if the bowler has too many false starts and it's taking too long, you mentioned there's that penalty where they will pull someone in at the end.
Overall time of the inning, so it's not for the 1 over. If this 1 over takes 8 minutes, it doesn't matter as long as they're quick enough.
Gotcha.
But they have to be able to pull it back. I think
going for 2.
Yeah, they should get their paddle very quick. Woo! And good dive as well. But yeah, I think it's an hour and 15 and possibly an hour and 20 minutes they have to commence the 20th and final over by. And as long as they do that, they're okay. If they don't, then the umpires can adjudicate on that penalty. End of the 16th. It's nearly the perfect score, but not quite. I'll tell you why, Matt. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Needed the 5.
The new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger.
Let's go.
Juicy grass-fed beef, topped with Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips.
Let's go!
Try the new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. Let's go.
The bowling figures there. 6 bowlers used altogether. And Rafiola's being expensive, isn't he, with the pace on the ball. And with Kalimullah having 2 left and Ahmed Fayez Butt also having 2 left, you'd suspect that maybe it'll be those 2 that will close things out.
I would suspect so, Lenny.
So 123 for 4 overs left to work with for Jan Powdell. Ja swings and misses. We saw 140 be almost exactly par yesterday, didn't we? That was kind of, you could tell it went all the way to the just 3 balls left in the innings. If Nepal were to get 160, you'd really fancy them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you do talk about how much the conditions on the field and the air yesterday being very humid, heavy air, very wet field, cloudy, so didn't really have a chance to dry out. Makes things a little more difficult. Today, much more ideal conditions, despite the cooler weather, at least in my opinion.
It's definitely chillier, but when the sun was out, it was almost a little bit pleasant over with those Nepal fans. Bit different now; it's clouded over again.
Yep, my last rotation, I mentioned those clouds coming in, and
now this could be a chance at mid-on, and for the first time in this entire tour of Canada, Gulshan Jha has fallen for a single-figure score. He's been simply exceptional, the young man, with his all-round skills throughout, but he's been bounced out by an aggressive delivery from Fayez, but Rafiola takes the catch. And it's a big, big wicket.
It sure is. Kills the momentum for Nepal. They kind of had things going there. Just didn't get quite full contact on that. Full swing, full power. Take a look at this replay. You saw it kick when it hit the ground.
He just got
get the full extension.
Just got cramped for room.
Jammed him up.
Gulshan Jha's gone for 2. The score, 1, 2, 3 for 5.
As a business owner, you have a responsibility to give back to your community.
We hire local and we serve local.
Breakfast program, school program for kids.
Seniors bus program, providing transportation to and from the store.
So just checking a few things there whilst we're on the ad break, Matt. It's not an hour and 20, it's an hour and 25 minutes that they have as the allowance to bowl their 20 overs in. Now, it's actually not bowl the full 20, it's start the 20th over. That's what you've got to do. As we see, Dipender Singh Ari to the crease. He's straight into his work with his fast hands.
Watch out, Seagulls.
By our calculations, Matt, we are at the end of this over. We're going to be an hour and 25 minutes into the innings. Now,
that's the limit.
It is the limit, but what the umpires build in, it's actually the reserve umpire that often keep track of this on the radio with the umpires. They'll build in allowances. Now, those allowances will almost always be for lost balls or for injuries to batters. I don't remember any injuries to batters or fielders really in this innings. We might have had one lost ball, so they might bake in 2 or 3 minutes. But with still 2.3 overs to bowl to get to the 19th over, the 20th over, the end of 19.
How strict are they, though? You go hour 26?
It depends on the allowances. So, they'll probably have given a minute for...
right, but even with the allowances, is like that's the absolute deadline?
And then if you haven't started the 19th over, that's when the 20th over, that's when the over rate penalty will kick in. If you haven't started the 19th, Oman, I think, could be in here for 2 overs of over rate penalty. We're going to keep an eye on the field. At the moment, there are 4 inside the circle, which is the usual way at this stage. But keep an eye on those umpires in between each over. If they go over Taki Bilias and say, look, you've been too slow, you've got to get an extra man into the circle, it'll free some space up for Nepal to play with. Good Yorker from Fayez, but difficult to dig that out for Rohit Paudel.
This has been a non-issue this entire series. How rare is this occurrence?
It's occurring more and more often in the modern game because both the ICC is the global administrators and the MCC is the guardian of the laws. They're trying to speed up play. They actually brought in, it's not a full innings timer, but what they brought in the most recent World Cup down in the USA and the Caribbean was a 60-second timer between overs. And if you didn't bowl that first ball of the next over within 60 seconds, you got 2 warnings, and the third time it was a 5-run penalty. It actually happened in one game as well, and it was critical because USA were playing India in New York. As Paudel loses all his shape, works it into the leg side, won't get the second. Come back and finish that story at the end of this over. It's 17 bowled, 1-2-5 for 5.
As a business owner, you have a responsibility to give back to your community.
We hire local and we serve local.
Breakfast program, school program for kids.
Seniors bus program, providing transportation to and from the store.
So, Matt, I was just telling you about that story of the Group A game in New York between India and USA. Massive crowd in, amazing occasion, and the pop-up stadium, 35,000 seat temporary venue they built out in Long Island. It was quite remarkable. Took seats from the Formula One, and they didn't bowl their overs in time, and they were given first warning, second warning. Manan Patel was out with a shoulder injury. USA had just beaten Pakistan. Aaron Jones was the stand-in